What's going on, guys? Today we're making braised short rib. This rib is unbelievably tender, falls right off the bone. It might be the best thing I've ever had. We have our short ribs. So the first step in making short ribs is getting the right short rib. So you're gonna see here, here's the bone right along here. So for the most part, this bottom part's not gonna be edible, but look at this top part. Almost an entire, look at how thick that is. That's almost an entire steak on top of that bone. That's what you want. If you're not getting that, if you're getting just a ½ inch of meat, that's not gonna be good enough. So I like to just get a little cup of this stuff, and don't go lightly on the seasoning. Using kosher salt here, and the higher up that you season from, the more even spread you're gonna get on the salt. Now you wanna give these a little pepper too. More salt, one more pepper. Now what you're gonna do is just mop up any seasoning that you see on the tray. You wanna get it on all 4 sides here. And last, what I'm gonna do here is actually, I'm gonna use some flour, and I'm gonna lightly dust every side of the short rib. So just take some flour and you can't over flour these things because the flour is gonna fall off anyways. Should look something like this, right? And you can just tap it off if there's a little excess. But it should look something like this. Here's one more example. All right, there we go. Each side is floured. I'm gonna put these aside. Next up, we're gonna be starting with a yellow onion, head of garlic, 4 stalks of celery, and 4 small carrots. Go ahead and start by washing your vegetables. First thing we're gonna do, take your yellow onion, I'm gonna cut it in half. Whew, that boy's thick. What we're gonna do with this onion is just dice it very big. So I'm just gonna cut it like this. Now throw all that into a bowl. Next, take your 4 celery stalks. I'm gonna cut off both ends here. And then I'm just gonna chunk these up about 1 inch across. All this is just gonna be flavor for the meat. Next up, carrots. Cut off the ends and the other ends. Same thing here, we're gonna go about 1 inch across. And last, we're gonna have the head of garlic. What you're gonna do here is just cut it completely down the middle to totally expose all the cloves. And don't even worry about the skin, just keep the skin on whole. Throw that in there like that. Now put this aside. Okay, so in the braise, we're gonna need a ½ cup of shirodashi, but all I have is hondashi, which is fine. So I need a ½ cup, so I'm doing a ½ cup of water with 1 teaspoon of hondashi, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, and 2 teaspoons of mirin. You can mix that up, and that's gonna act as our shirodashi. Next, we're gonna make a bouquet garni, which is basically just kind of like a tea bag that we're gonna put into the liquid with the meat. So here I got a cheesecloth, and I've already double folded it over, right, just to make it even finer. We're gonna get a few sprigs of thyme here. Just place that in the center. We're gonna do 1 bay leaf and about 1 tablespoon of whole black peppercorn. So we have a little bouquet like this. You're gonna take one end and fold it over like that, and then the other end, fold it over like that. Take this end, fold it over right there, and then from here, you're just gonna roll it like this. Now, take some kitchen twine. This should be plenty long enough. So you're gonna take one end like this and leave a little extra over the edge like that. You're gonna take this other end and just come around it like this, wrap it up, and then once you have about equal distances, you just tie a knot right there, and there's our little bouquet. So now we're gonna save that for later. Our last prep we're gonna do before cooking is we're gonna make a cartouche. If you don't know what that is, it's like a circle that goes over the food. It's gonna help keep the air away from it, and it's just gonna be better overall for the cook. So get out a piece of parchment paper that's about the size of a pan. You're gonna fold it over lengthwise, and then you're gonna fold it over again lengthwise. You should have about a square. And you're gonna see one corner, all the sides are gonna be open. One corner is gonna be half open. And then this corner right here, you'll notice this corner right here, almost every side's closed. So you're gonna take it like this. You're gonna fold it like that. Keep folding it over itself like that to that point. Keep making it flat. All right, that wasn't perfect, okay? It's not perfect, but we're gonna make it work. Now we have our pot. So what you wanna do here, you can see your pot. Here's our cartouche. And you wanna find the center. So if that's the center right there, then I'm gonna cut right here. So I'm gonna find the center. So I'd say right there. Then I'm gonna cut off just the very tip. You can see it's gonna fit pretty good over the meat. Now it's time to cook. Go ahead and get out a Dutch oven if you have one. If not, a big pot works as well. I'm gonna be adding in some neutral oil here. Avocado works great. And you just wanna douse the bottom of that pan. You wanna sear all 4 sides ideally, and you probably will only get 2 or 3 in the pan at a time. You wanna get that pan scorching hot. Look at that sear on that thing. Put this aside for now. Now get out a separate pot. And you're gonna pour a whole bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. You're gonna reduce the wine from about 3 cups to about 2 cups. While you're waiting for your wine to reduce, you can preheat your oven to 300 degrees. I would say the wine is almost reduced to 2 cups, so we're about to take it off. So it's about 2 cups. I'm gonna get this heat on, and I'm gonna drop my veggies right into the bowl. I'm gonna immediately salt this with some kosher salt. I'm gonna stir this up. Next, we're going in with 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. You're gonna mix that around until all the tomato paste is combined. I'll throw the light on for you guys so you can see a little better. Next, I'm doing a tablespoon of some sugar to help balance out some of that acidity. All right, next I'm going in with 4 cups of beef stock. Next, I'm doing the 2 cups of reduced wine. And last, I'm gonna add in that shirodashi. Now just bring that back up to a boil. All right, it's time to add in our short ribs. So I'm gonna put them bone side down. It's okay if they're sticking out a little bit at the top because they will shrink up a bit. Just find a space for them. They'll all fit. What you don't want to see is something like that, where it's just sitting on top. All right? Find a space for it, it'll fit. Next we have our bouquet garni. Find a spot for that. All right, once you have all the meat in there and the bouquet garni, bring that back up to a boil and then lower it to a simmer. And take your cartouche and place it right on top. And it's okay if it adheres a little bit to some of the meat or liquid. That's actually good. So now cover this and then place it in the oven at 300 degrees for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Set a timer for 2.5 hours. For this part, we're making a chive gremolata. So we're gonna start with some chives. See, and I wanna start all evenly, so I'm just gonna cut off the end like that. Chop these as finely as you can. It's a lot of chives right there. You're gonna scoop them into a bowl. All right, next, you're gonna get 3 lemons. Make sure you take those stickers off unless you wanna be eating stickers. I want you to take each lemon and go like this. I want you to go up at the top and then pull away from you. There's 1. And now just take this zest and chop it up 1 more time. Right, we want it to all be super fine when we bite into the rib. We don't want big chunks of lemon. This is gonna add a super fresh pop to that rib. Add it to that bowl. Last but not least, we're gonna take a little horseradish, and you can just take a little portion about yay big. Don't need a ton here, because it is gonna be a little spicy. You can cut off the sides. You're left with just a little white block like that. And now I'm just going to grate this. You want about a tablespoon, and if you wanna add more, you can, but it's just gonna make it a little spicier. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Just opened my sinuses right up. Oh my God, that's strong. I'm not using all that. Next, don't mix it with a fork or spoon, because all the stuff in here is very delicate. Just take your hand and just give it a light toss. And we just made chive horseradish gremolata. So put that in the fridge to stay cold while we wait for those short ribs to finish. Woo, it's a good smell. Next, we're making some polenta to go under the short rib. You can make mashed potatoes here, you could do creamy rice, you could do regular rice, whatever you want to use. I just think polenta is a great add here. So we're gonna start with some pecorino, not Parmesan. It's a little different taste. Pecorino is from sheep's milk, Parmesan's from cow's milk. So we're going for a 1/2 cup here. Say that's probably good. It's actually probably more than a 1/2 cup, but whoever heard of too much cheese? All right, now put this aside while we get out the polenta. This part, get a medium pot. I'm adding in 5 cups of chicken stock. Now bring that to a boil. All right, I have a cup of polenta here. So I'm gonna vigorously whisk as I pour in some more polenta. So I didn't get grainy polenta, mine was more lumpy and kind of water-based, which is fine, it'll all work out in the end. I got a little blender that I'm gonna use instead. So bring this to a boil, then lower the heat to a simmer and let it simmer up for about 5 minutes, and it should thicken up. And now you can see it's thickened up a bit. So now I'm gonna add in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. We're gonna let that cheese come to a melt. Look at it, you can see it's thickening up when it leaves a slight trail. Now it's time to add some cold butter. I'm just gonna add in a tablespoon at a time. I guess you can add in a few tablespoons at a time. You can add in a few more if you'd prefer. It's always better with a little extra butter, you know what I mean? Stir that in nicely. Next I got an orange here. I'm gonna zest it, try and get about a tablespoon of orange zest if I can. And this is gonna add some really nice freshness to that polenta. I'm gonna turn this heat off as well. I'm also gonna take this orange. I'm gonna get some juice out of this thing. See if you can't get like a tablespoon out of here. And that is gonna add some really nice freshness, some nice pop to that polenta. It's gonna be delicious, guys. Now you can actually taste a little bit. Oh, that's really nice. When you're done with that, you can pull it aside. Next, pull out those short ribs. Carefully remove the cartouche. Woo, look at that. Ooh, the smell coming out of that is so good, guys. Now very, very carefully remove the short ribs because they are extremely tender. Oh, look at that, it just fell apart. Are you kidding me? Try and be careful with these. Mine already came off the bone. This is actually more challenging than I thought. Look at that, it just came right off the bone. It's not even fair. I think maybe I need something bigger. Maybe like something like this. Oh my God, it's just falling apart. Maybe I left them in too long. Look at that thing. Look at that. Nope, this one fell apart too. Next, you're gonna get a second pot with a strainer. I'm just gonna use a spoon. Try and get all the little bits out. Next, if you can, use a spoon and skim some of the fat out that's on top. Do the best you can. If you can't do it all, that's fine. Now turn that heat back on. Once you have it up to a boil, lower that to a simmer and let that simmer away for about 5 minutes so that the sauce can thicken up. Once it's thickened up a little bit, go ahead and add in a tablespoon of honey. I'm doing 1.5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'm also gonna add in 4 tablespoons of cold butter. All right, once it's thickened up pretty good, go ahead and get your beef. You're gonna place it back in. Just use a spoon and just glaze the top of them. You just want them fully covered in that sauce. And now we're ready to serve. Get yourself a plate. First, we're going down with that delicious fresh polenta. Next, I'm going with one of these delicious short ribs. Oh, watch this, this is the best part right here. Top it with a little. Oh my God, guys. Wow, guys, wow. All this to say, was all this even worth it? Well, it's time to find out. Oh my God, it just falls right apart. Here goes. That might be the best thing I've ever eaten. Look at that just fall apart. Bro, I mean, it doesn't even compare to anything I've had before. This is like next level, next level. It just falls. Get a little polenta in there. The polenta with that pecorino, it's got a nice rich boost. Plus you could taste that orange in there. This is definitely the best polenta I've ever had. I have no words to say. This is like on another planet. That's way too good. Oh. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. You're the reason I make these videos. Appreciate you guys sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.